that this is a really, really important time, really needing to get some wins on the board. I imagine we'll see some pretty similar stats from both of them. 46% win rate for Orlando, and with that even 50% precision. And yeah, exactly. 45% for Clement and 48%. So super, super similar across the board. So I think we should see a really even matchup here.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be contested. I hope it goes the distance. You think it will?
I hope so too. I think it would be fun to see a tiebreaker between these two. Hard to say for sure, but yeah, I think it will.
Let's hope for it. I'm gonna pull up some stats here. Actually, I want to see their. Yeah, so it looks like Orlando's got a 55% moving win rate, while Clement has a 37. So again, if we're just looking at the stats, possibly an Orlando moving win to start us off. But that's if we're only trusting the stats. We'll see what happens. The players are finally off to the races.
Yeah, stats only get you so far. You never know what's going to happen when you get into the game. But yeah. Orlando maybe with a slight advantage in moving, at least comparatively. We'll see if Clement can throw a wrench into that narrative. We got a Southern U.S. round by the looks of it here. At the very least, a U.S. round. See if the other player can get anything. I mean, I doubt either of these guys would know area codes, but if you're able to find something else, some sort of town name, any piece of written info, it can help you a ton, because the U.S. not an easy country to guess, just based off of a landscape like this.
Got an Arkansas from Clement, Orlando, Mississippi, so they're close by. Timer runs out. Clement with an amazing guess to start the moving game.
That is a great guess. I don't think he had anything to go off of. He was just vibe guessing based off of the architecture and the plates on the cars. So, really, really nice start for him. Ooh. Minahasa Tangara.
Ooh.
Orlando knows this, and it looks like he does. I think Clement's a little bit too far northeast, and Orlando's on... I think Orlando's a bit closer here. Southeastern, yeah, he is in the right area. So both of the players looks like they know their Kabupaten. Or at least, well enough to get close. But Orlando, I imagine, will be a bit closer. Ah, okay. It's right between them.
Just equidistant. 3 points, Orlando. Tiny bit closer. Lovely little 3 there.
No harm done there, but that was kind of just a little bit of a checkpoint for both players. Like, do you know your Kabupaten? Can you figure out the right region in Indonesia? Because if either player got caught out by that, it would have been major, major damage. But both players passing that test.
Clement opting to make a really quick guess here, putting the pressure on Orlando, not letting him find an area code, as we always mentioned, but he's going to see some signs. But he is Brazilian, too. He could recognize more than Clement.
I don't know if he has any info. Just gets the guess in. Similar area. But a nice one from Orlando there.
Very nice. He's a little bit closer. They're pretty even in health here, actually, now. Orlando with a slight lead. Taking us into round 4, 2.5 times damage on the multiplier.
In Australia, it looks like an insta-guess from Orlando here.
Oh, wow.
Feels confident about Melbourne. That is a Victoria bus stop, so Orlando definitely in the right state here. And Melbourne is never a bad place to guess when you're in Victoria.
Clement follows suit. Both there. Nothing really to write home about. 50 points. Takes us to round 5.
Okay. Looks like possibly UAE, I would imagine, with these street signs that we have here. It looks like we have coast to the east, which is going to put both players on that east coast near the city of Fujairah. So again, I don't imagine we'll see basically any damage done here. But all it does is increase the multipliers and make those next rounds just a little bit more intense.
Wow, but Clement, really good guess. But again, they're just right there. Very similar guesses. The 4997 from Clement. Orlando, still with a lead, but it's less than 100 points. Round 6, 3.5 times multiplier now.
I think we'd be in New Brunswick, maybe? It looked like we had a bilingual street sign. You had the French word and then the street name and then the English word. So, oh, okay. Maybe not. So Clement goes for Northern Quebec. I guess I thought I saw a bilingual street sign, but maybe not. We'll see if Orlando does the same or if he does go New Brunswick here.
He's going to New Brunswick.
And I thought it was New Brunswick.
And it is! Wow, what a guess from Orlando. Really nice. That wins him the game, too!
Wow. The amount of damage was exactly equal to the amount of health Orlando had, but it was just a little bit higher than what Clement had. So, yeah, I think Clement maybe just rushed the guess a little bit there. Maybe saw the word rue in front of the street name and went on autopilot. Didn't pay attention to the fact that this word street was also there. And Orlando kept his head, made a nice guess, and he takes game 1.
Now we go into no moving. 1/360 panorama, that's it, and we're in Brazil. Orlando's home country. Clement, however, puts on the pressure first. Makes a guess far north in Roraima.
I like the guess. Yeah, I mean, we have some mountains in the distance. I could definitely see it, although Orlando looks like he's thinking something a little different.
Wow, yeah, he's going para Maranhão border. It is Roraima. Clement, gonna be closer on Orlando's home turf. That's 2,000 damage in round 1.
Yeah, you can see Orlando not super happy with himself after that. I think maybe the quick guess from Clement might have put him off a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, Clement, he had the vibe. He was confident. He went for it and made an excellent guess. But no multipliers. Orlando still 4k health left. Got plenty to play for still here.
Round 2 and Clement's kind of zoomed in over on Lithuania. Orlando going the Baltics as well. We'll see if he also goes Lith or if he's going to go something else. Kind of going border here, but it's in Lithuania. It is going to be Latvia.
Wrong country challenge.
Wrong country challenge. Both are pulling a name in. I feel like you get a lot of like those dirt type roads in Latvia.
Yep. Ooh. Okay, this is probably northern India. He's going for Sikkim. The thing with northern India is that there's a lot of mountainous areas in India, but they're all very far apart from each other, so there can still be massive damage done in a round like this. We'll see what part of India... Oh, he actually goes for Odisha, so he doesn't go north.
Oh, wow, but he's considering going north, but he doesn't.
And it's Mizoram.
Wow.
Yep.
That is insane. Clement is still going to technically be closer there. 1,000 points of damage to Orlando's health.
But yeah, you see tall mountains in the northwest. You see them in the north between Nepal and Bhutan, where Clement guessed, and then you see them in the northeast like that as well. It can be so difficult to tell them apart on a small road like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought both players thinking southern Thailand. I like it a lot. We have like rubber tree plantation here as well as the concrete road. Very, very typical of southern Thailand, so both players, yeah, pretty much the same idea here.
Yeah, both there. Makes a lot of sense, as you were saying. And they're both right on it. Orlando, tiny bit closer there. Not going to be too much, but 168 damage to Clement's health. Clement still on 5,600 health here. Orlando, just less than half. Orlando's going to want a big country here, make a bit of a comeback. It's round 5. It's 3 times damage on the multiplier now. Clement thinking Turkey, thinking northern Turkey. Orlando thinking the same.
Yeah, I really like the guess somewhere around Istanbul maybe here. Fairly European looking landscape, I would say, but the pavement, the vegetation, feeling very Turkish to both players. I really like their guesses here. Again, I don't think we'll see too much damage. Wow, it's a bit more east than I think anyone expected there.
Wow. That's dealing huge damage, 2,400, and Orlando's on 516 health here. Clement almost flawlessing. Can Orlando bring it back right here, right now? Round 6, 3.5 times multiplier. Seems we're in Argentina, or... Oh, no, we're in southern Brazil, my bad.
Yeah, this is like literally Uruguay, except it isn't. So
yeah.
I think this is why the players are pretty far south.
It looks so much like Uruguay.
But again, Orlando 500 health. He's on the ropes here. Good guess from Clement could knock him out.
But Orlando
He's
is
alive.
going to be closer. You see, this is why I thought Argentina first. It looked like it was just Arge, but it's right over the border in Brazil. Orlando deals some decent damage there to Clement's health. Clement still, however, has a very big lead.
We have seen Orlando make comebacks from this far down before. Absolutely do not count him out here. But a rural Japan can be so difficult, especially when you don't have infrastructure clues, and I don't see much here. I don't see any pull plates. I'm not sure they have pull tops either. So they may just have to try and vibe guess this one.
Yeah, we'll see Clement just kind of click in center. Orlando yet to open the map here. Less than 30 seconds left now. What information can they find? Clement seems poised to just make a guess in the middle. But the timer is running out. 15 seconds. Orlando, you gotta open your map. What are you thinking? 10 seconds left.
We'll see. Clement near Osaka. A little more northeast for Orlando. He switches to Osaka.
Oh, last second, they're just gonna be next to each other. Orlando's just gonna rack up the multi and take us to round 8.
It was Kyushu in the end. Definitely an opportunity for either player to achieve knockout damage there, but such a tricky round. But Orlando was up near Tokyo until the last second, and he would have lost if he kept his pin there.
Yeah, and now we're on round 8, and we're in Norway by the looks of it. Clement has a guess down southwest coast. Orlando,
Yes.
sort of central, but also kind of west coast.
As we've
He
seen time
locks
and
it.
time again in this league, Norway is such a tricky country. It's going to be really difficult to tell the parts apart, but Clement is going to get the job done.
Wow, Clement's gonna take it right there, and we're gonna go on to NMPZ. No moving, panning, or zooming. Here we come. One still singular image. We're getting the tiebreaker.
This is what you love to see. And let's take a look at some stats here. Orlando, 50% NMPZ win rate, 5 out of 10. Whereas Clement is 4 out of 8, so hard to call
Wow.
this one. Both exactly 50%.
That's insane. Clement locks it in. They're both right there on top
Wow.
of each other. So close. 7 damage to start us off.
Very impressive from both players on that one. We'll
Round
see
2.
what separates them in the end. We've got dashed outer lines. France zoom from Clement definitely makes sense with the road lines. And it
Yeah.
looks like he's in a similar area. The road lines are almost longer than normal, it feels. I don't know. They look kind of weird, but I can't really see anything other than France here, so yep.
It is just gonna be France. It's gonna be south. It's gonna be near Lyon. Clement closer. Go on to round 3. 2 times damage. I like the Borneo, Malaysia. I like near Cebu on this.
Yeah, super flat landscape. Got some palm trees. Might put us somewhere close to the coast, but these areas in Sarawak where the players are clicking tend to be very, very flat and look, well, not exactly like this, so I think both guesses will be very strong. Yep.
Yeah, very good guesses from both players. We're just chipping away the damage here. Clement has only taken 7 damage. Orlando almost 500, but a close game nonetheless as we go into round 4. Back
Another
in
Japan. See if there's any clues the players can actually use in this one. It's hard for me to see with the screen so small, but I don't know. The players might have pole tops that they can use, transformers on the poles. There are a few things that players would look for.
We have an Osaka and a Nagoya. They're not too far apart from each other. It's going to
Nagano
be
in the
farther
end.
north. Yeah, Nagano. That's 1,100 damage there to Orlando's health. Clement now with a pretty big lead. definitely a noticeable one.
Yep, but especially in NMPZ, with the multipliers this high, that can disappear in a second. Especially in a big country like this. I'm thinking South Australia, inland here. Orlando, looks like he was zooming on maybe the same road or at least a nearby one. So difficult when you have really nothing to go off of.
Yeah, it's just middle of nowhere road.
Yeah. Oh no, I think, yeah, the players they're scanning in similar areas, maybe trying to look for a really straight stretch of road like the one that they see here. But yeah, it's just gonna come down to who makes the better guess, but we could see some real damage down here. I don't know exactly where. They're so zoomed in, it's hard for me to tell where they are, but
yeah, it's difficult. The timer runs out. Clement's gonna be right on it. Wow, Clement is putting on a show right now. 2,200 damage. Orlando now on 2,200 health.
Wow. Yeah, what a dominant performance so far in the no move and now so far the NMPZ. From Clement, only 7 points dropped, but cannot afford to take his foot off the gas here. Still lots of work to be done. Very tricky round here.
Yeah, round 6. Feels Mediterranean.
I think I would agree. Yeah, my other thought was something like Mexico, but I think it's just more European. We'll see what the players do.
This is a hard one. Oh, Clement possibly is now considering Mexico. I like Mexico as well. Definitely
the
possible.
rock wall could definitely fit for the area where Clement is clicking here, but again, you see rock walls in places like Spain and Italy as well, but both players
going Mexico.
They're settling on central Mexico.
I do like that. We'll see. 5 seconds left. Clement locks it in. Orlando's got to follow. It is Turkey. It is Mediterranean. Put me in, coach. 1 health.
Yeah, you would have had him there. Wow. What a round.
Wow. We go on to next. Round 7. Gelotris. So disappointed there.
For real. And instantly goes BC here, thinking it's the Canadian Rockies. Orlando seems to agree. Very similar plonk here. Makes sense with what we see. Tall pine trees, tall mountains.
Yeah, guesses come in. Timer runs out. And Orlando's slightly closer. And finally, he deals some more damage to Clement's health bar. And we go on to round 8. We're getting close to that round limit here. You gotta do it in 10. 3 more to go, including this one.
Bangladesh, I imagine here. Very flat, sort of agricultural landscape that we see here. Probably rice fields, I imagine those are in the distance, but a very recognizable landscape. Looks like similar guesses from both so far as well. And it's still hit.
Wow. Clement closer. Again, that's big damage. Putting Orlando less than 1,000 health. He's got 976 health here. And Clement still close to full. Orlando, you gotta deal some big damage here. You've got 2 more rounds to do it. The multi is definitely high enough. It is possible. But if Clement stays guessing at all closer, this is his game.
Is this Senegal or Nigeria? Oh, or Kenya. Oh, gosh. I didn't think about Kenya. I didn't think it was Kenya, to be honest, but
I don't
maybe.
either, really.
I thought the architecture looked more West African.
I agree with that.
I can't decide between Senegal and Nigeria, but I honestly didn't think Kenya, so we could see some interesting shake-up here. I don't know, but Clement seems pretty set on Kenya.
Wow, let's see where Orlando goes. He's kind of a little more zoomed in on Nigeria here, and there's only 15 seconds left.
I don't know if that sign there is legible. Maybe they can at least see that it's English. They could rule out something like Senegal, but we'll see. Orlando does go
Orlando, Nigeria. Oh my
this is
God!
Gonna be game
I think
either
it
way.
is just Nigeria too. So this could actually be a massive switch up, and it is. Orlando's gonna come back, get Nigeria, and win the overall matchup on NMPZ. What in the world?
Wow. My gosh. I mean, Clement, he'd hardly dropped a single point in the entire game. And then that happened.